C3-B. Beautiful Stearman red, very classic airplane. It's also kind of our poster child. You've probably seen it in our photographs, our ads, and it's even in our logo. If you like our logo, we have hats, shirts, etc. available on our website. But that's not what I want to talk about. I want to tell you about this airplane. First of all, it was used for freight, it was used for passengers, it was used for shipping mail. And so let's get inside and see what that looks like, if I can remember how to get inside. Okay, I'm still here. Here we are in the cockpit of the Stearman. As you can see, it's very roomy. I love this leather detailing. So beautiful. This is all we've got for instruments. Using these few things, we are supposed to figure out exactly how to get into the air and then fly wherever it is we're going. Compass, our little engine speed gizmo. We have our ignition over here. Oil pressure, oil temperature, airspeed, which is different from how fast you're going because you might be fighting a headwind, and our altimeter. Here is how you steer an airplane, if you didn't already know. Pedals, stick. Are you ready for a roller coaster ride? You shouldn't actually do that, you'd probably fall out. And no power steering, so you're kind of fighting against the wind to get where you want to go. I think it's so beautiful that it's all just manual. You can see exactly how, when you move the stick, it moves these bars which literally control the ailerons. We are turning! Over here, you can see our gas valves. So the gas valves control whether or not you're drawing gas from the upper tank in the wing or the lower tank. Each holds 35 gallons-ish, and this airplane has a cruising speed of 100 miles an hour. So if you flew until we were pretty much empty, we could make it about from Brodhead to Kansas, and Kansas is where the Stearman was manufactured way back in 1929. Now I'm going to get out if I can get out. Okay, so the Stearman has two cockpits, one in the back, one in the front, and people often ask, okay, where did the pilot sit? And though you might think that a pilot would need to sit in the front so they could see, they actually sit in the back. Why do they sit in the back? Okay, first of all, you can't really see very well in front of you anyway, so it doesn't matter if they're in the back. And second of all, we have this plane, and it has to be carefully in balance. So think of it like a seesaw. And we have the wings in the middle here, and that's where the balance point is. And in front, we have the engine, which is quite heavy, and that's pulling it down. And in the back, we have the pilot, who could be quite heavy or not, but in any case, that kind of keeps the balance even. And right in the middle with the wings, we have the extra cockpit, where you could put weight or not put weight. You could put freight or passenger, mail, a cow, if it fit, anything, and it wouldn't affect the balance point front or back. So that's why the poor pilot sits in the back, cow sits in the middle, or, you know, the mail or whatever it is, and the engine goes on the front where the propeller is. Have you ever heard of one of those cars that starts with a hand crank? Yeah, the airplane does too. There's no crank, you just turn the propeller. So, whee, and then you start it, and then you stay out of the way. So this Stearman is made out of metal and wood, but also out of fabric stretched over a wood frame. So it can be exceedingly light, and it can also be very fragile. So here is hollow fabric stretched tight like a drum, and where I'm sitting is reinforced. Otherwise, I would just crash right through the wing. So when you get in an airplane, you have to be very careful not to put pressure against where it is liable to just pop, like something that pops. So we don't know a ton about the history of this airplane. It was built in 1929 and then sold to a man in Los Angeles. So it was shipped out from Kansas to Los Angeles. Went through a few private owners, and then in the late 40s and up through the 50s, it worked as a crop duster. Imagine flying over the fields of Northern California. And this, it did not come to a very good end. In the mid-50s, it crashed into a strawberry field, and that was the end of this airplane. And then later, our founder, Al Kelch, bought this airplane, in fact 3 identical airplanes, and kind of Frankensteined them together into this one that we have on display now, and it does fly. It's beautiful. I love it very much. That's our Stearman. Please, if you have any questions, if you have any comments, if you'd like to see any particular details or ask about any particular little detail, let us know, and I'd be happy to make another video talking about any specific thing that you're interested in. See you next time. We're going to tour the Butler Blackhawk, so stay tuned. One more thing, we are still fundraising for our capital campaign to open our brand new Phase 2 building so that you can come and see these airplanes in person when we open our doors to the public. And also, we continue to raise money for operating fees, airplane maintenance, and my salary. So please consider donating $1, $5, $10, or even like, you know, $1 million. That would help a lot. Okay, see you next time.